When I started in HR in the 90s, dress code policies were still a big deal. I remember at my corporate office job, I still had to wear formal dress wear. I remember our policy distinctly said no tattoos at work, and if you had a stud anywhere other than in your earlobes, you had to remove it for work. Flash forward a decade and a half later, and I'm working at a small company building the HR function from scratch. It came time to create the policies and procedures, one of which was dress code. So in this case, I said business casual. Things had changed. I also said to cover up tattoos. When my CEO saw that, he looked at me and said, "This is pointless, Laura. So many people have tattoos now that to tell them not to wear them makes no sense at all." He was right. In my final HR job a few years ago, I had to write a dress code policy again. I had changed by this time. No formal dress, no business casual. All I said was, dress appropriately. This was in homage to Mary Barra, the former head of HR and now CEO of GM, who reduced their 10-page dress code policy to these 2 words. While HR rules grow greater every year, new or revised legislation, changing cultural mores, I grew less willing to hold them rigidly. I saw how maintaining the rules made me lose connection to the purpose behind them. The compliance needs of HR had taken precedence over the human needs of the employees. Rigidity. It lives in formalized structures that care more about process and how things appear to others. I found myself becoming rigid when I wouldn't accept applications for job openings after the closing date. I was rigid when I followed each step of a performance improvement plan instead of sitting down and having a heart-to-heart discussion on the behaviors that led to the employee being on a PIP. In short, I lost the human in human resources. The cost of rigidity was seeing humans as resources. The opposite of rigidity is fluidity. I decided to focus on building connection instead of maintaining structures. Think of that final HR dress policy. Dress appropriately. Implicit in that statement is trust. I trust my employees are adults who know how to dress themselves. I trust that in the scheme of things, there are way bigger challenges in HR that I want to focus on rather than appearances. I trust that you don't need me policing your appearance. In the land of fluidity, I take things in context. I am here primarily to connect to another human, not to parent them with rules and regulations. I picture myself as Simone Biles on the balance beam, with rigidity on one end and fluidity on the other. Shedding rigidity means getting rid of that which doesn't serve you anymore. I'm not suggesting to go to the other extreme and make decisions on a whim, but think of the balance beam. Which weighs more, rigidity or fluidity? Now think of your balance beam. Is it tilted more one way versus another? Bringing yourself into balance starts with recognizing when you're not. I've got to tell you, getting rid of rigidity was huge for me. I like the balance beam. Thank you, Simone.